Welcome to Nuggets for the Sound Musician. Get ready for insights to elevate your journey as a musician. Let's gear up, improvise, and get paid.
All right, what's going on? This is Quamon Fowler coming to you. And this is actually our day that we do our music business slash marketing call. And this is a part of the Sound Musician Mentorship Program where we focus on, improvisation, like getting better with your being able to spontaneously create on your instrument. And also we deal with recording. I'll record things and share it with the group members. And also we focus on marketing strategies and business on Thursdays. And so this is our night, and I wanted to open it up. We had some technical difficulties to really get it out. The link was bad, but we're here now, so we're gonna get going. And on tonight, I have one who has been following my channel and things that I've been posting over the years, Mr. Mike Burton, who is a multi-instrumentalist. He's also a marketer and doing really great things. So he not only was able to join the mentorship program, and I was able to help him, but he's in turn helped me. And so I ended up amping my game up when it comes to marketing. So that's what we're going to discuss on tonight. So welcome, Mr. Mike. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing?
Yes, sir. So let's do this first. Let's go back to just first talk about how you discovered me and my channel.
Okay, cool. So during that time, it had to be at least like 8 years ago. There was a buddy of mine at the time who sent me your link, and he was just like, "Yo, do you think you can now play this cat and blah 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 blah." He really said that to me. So I listened to it, and the first thing I heard you play the Iwi at the time. I was like, "Yo, this dude's killing." I was just like, "Bro, ain't no outplaying nobody. Like, this is the master right here. This is the master Roshi." You know? So long story short, man, over the years, I just been studying your vocabulary and just studying how you do things. And the way you play around your changes was very intricate and interesting to me. And plus you have a very soulful sound, which is a sound that I gravitate towards. And I try to apply that soulfulness to all my other instruments that I play too, including the saxophone. So I just been listening to that over and over and over and over again. And then maybe about 6 or 7 years ago was when I started playing the saxophone and I started teaching myself. So I really started listening to what you were doing and how you played. And I would slow things down, listen to how you do certain inflections, how you played a certain way. And I would sit there and literally watch your fingers so I can try to mimic that. So that way I can be able to play it as well. But overall, over the years, I just been listening to the way you do stuff, the way you play. And it's always very intriguing to me. So it's been like that for a hot minute now.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of how that started.
And so you were playing around town locally and playing with different bands and teaching yourself, right?
Yes. So during that time, I was playing with this one band called the Maxwell Project. They're basically like a 70s funk band. That was one of the first bands that I started playing with, and that was on trumpet. And then I started playing with a couple other different bands like the Impact Band and Function, and just to name just a couple of groups and everything. So I was playing with them for a while, and I was teaching some private lessons. And believe it or not, I was also a forklift operator at the time too.
Okay.
So not only was I doing gigs, but I was actually driving the forklift and just slaving away, man.
Making it happen, making the ends meet.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at you. So tonight it focuses on business and marketing. So what influenced you to really get into marketing what you do, using social media and different things?
What really got me into it was the fact that I wanted to figure out a way how to get myself out there, so that way other people can hear me. So once I found out the sauce and how it really works, I wanted to like give that knowledge to like other musicians out there who may be, like me. Like it's a lot of cats out there who want to get out there. They want to be able to like do a lot of shows. They want to be able to like get seen, but they don't really have the business aspect down. They don't really understand the importance of marketing and how it can actually leverage not only their page but their business overall. And in turn, with that leverage, you can make a return of investment on whatever that you're trying to do. So if you're putting money into something, whether it's like buying instruments or buying speakers or wireless mics, that money you get back from the gigs is all about how you market yourself, how you bring yourself via online. Because when other people come to your page, they're going to see that. So once I figured that out, I figured that there's a lot of other musicians out there who need to learn this stuff. So that's why I started going around talking to as many different people as I can that have a lot of potential, but they're lacking just that marketing aspect. They're lacking the numbers on their page to really make them more credible so they can get seen. So I figured, okay, well, if it worked for me, then I can definitely help millions of other people out there too.
So what were the steps? Like, who first turned you on to really focusing on building your social media, I guess, visibility?
Good question. So there was a guy, his name is Danny, and he had 1 million followers. So like I had put out a smooth jazz single that I had produced for a buddy of mine's. And long story short, he heard it and he was just like, man, like I really like your sound. He's like, but it's just lacking the numbers. Like you need to get your numbers up. He's like, if you need help, growing your Instagram, other platforms, reach out to me. And so I was kind of like floored. I'm like, this dude got 1 million followers. Like, how did he like discover me? You know what I mean? So like, it made me want to tap in. So long story short, we hopped on the phone call and then he introduced me to everything. And then once he plugged me in with what I'm doing now, the game just kind of just changed for me right then and there.
Okay, so how long ago was this?
This was a year ago.
A year?
Yep.
So so people understand, like, what are you doing now?
So right now, at this point, what I'm doing is I'm reaching out the same way the guy reached out to me. I'm reaching out to as many different artists, entrepreneurs, fitness people, business owners. And what I'm doing is that I'm building relationships in the DMs. So this is very important right here that a lot of people need to key on. In order to start building a fan base, you have to be able to start building relationships with people. I can't stress that enough. So like the best way to go about it, and what I do is that I actually comment on people's posts and I like, several of their posts. Then I actually go to their DMs and I shoot them a message. So the message is basically just like, I compliment them, and just basically just tell them to keep up the good work and to keep on going. So what happens is I'm opening up the door to have a conversation to actually help them, build up their page. So once I establish that relationship, I will talk to these people on the phone, and then I will basically just, again, build more rapport with the person. And then I'll just kind of put them more games. So like as of now, like I know I've helped a lot of people build their Instagram pages to the point where it's like, it's credible. So if you really think about it, Instagram or pretty much any other platform is your online resume. So you got to make sure that's fully established. And the way the game works now is that the higher your numbers are, the more credibility and the more respect you're going to get from a lot of people. So let's just say that you're an artist, right? And you want to get some kind of sync licensing deal. So these companies are going to be looking for people who have talent, but they're not going to mess with people if their following is around like 800 followers or 2,000 followers. Like they're not going to want to talk to those type of people. They're going to talk to the people who have like 30K, 50K, or 10K. I mean, like they want to talk to those people because that's called the influencer status. So once you have that, that's when you're going to start getting more leverage over a lot of other people out there. So my job is to basically like put other people on game with that and kind of explain like how the game works. And then once they understand how the game works, that's when they hop on board. And then I can go ahead and educate them as to how they can really, leverage, these services that we offer. So that's kind of how that works and what I do.
And I'm putting notes down. So you said follow people, like their post, comment, and then direct message them.
Yes. And I will say this too. If you have a big following and if your content is really good, those people are going to be way more likely to follow you than people who don't have a big following. And that's something that I've learned too. Because when I have, right now, like I have a big following. So it's at the point now, it's like I don't have to follow people no more. All I have to do is just comment or just like their stuff and just send them a DM. And then those people will follow me back just from the page alone. So having a big following is very, very important. So you got to be able to have those numbers there to really get that traction from other people.
Wow. And so how many followers do you have right now on Instagram?
As of right now, I have 111K.
Wow. That's crazy. So now there's some fundamental principles that are at play here. So you said relationship, and so think about this, y'all. Like every day we probably been on YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, like every day for the last I don't know how many years. But how many people, I'm gonna ask you all, how many are on these different platforms, but how many people here do any of those things that Mike was saying? Do you actually, of course, we know we like and comment, but do you direct message people and to get, to start a relationship? Do y'all do any of those things? You can unmute and like share a little bit.
Not really.
Not really.
Not really. No, hadn't thought to do that, but comment, maybe yes, but like definitely.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. And I know for me, I do reply back to comments that I get, and but I don't direct message unless they're direct messaging me first. But I like what you said, Mike, because you will comment and like, and then you will direct message them. And it makes total sense, especially if you have something that could help people. And people don't want you spamming them and just say, hey, I got something that you might like. Here, check out this link. They don't like that. I do like how you can put your, like a voice, the voice message there now. And so that's really cool.
Yeah, voice messages are very powerful because not only like are you speaking to them, but like they know, okay, this is a real person. So I can't even tell you how many sales that I've gotten from just a voice message alone. Just being able to reach out to that person and just saying, hey, I really love your content. I love the music that you're posting on your page. Like, when's the next time you drop in a single or, something like that. Those type of things, like it's really genuine. So in this thing, like you got to look at it from a perspective, like you genuinely want to help and you genuinely want to build relationships. You want to be able to like work with these people long term. So if you just go in it with just a mindset, like, oh, I'm gonna get $1, like, then no one's going to rock with you. You can't do that, and right. I can't tell you how many people will do that, but it's always good to reach out to those people. And that's something that, a lot of us need to do. It just makes things more personable, especially if someone like has like a big following and they're reaching out to someone like that right there makes them feel special.
Yeah.
And because the way I was approached, it made me feel special that a person with 1 million followers, reached out to my little page. I only had like 800 followers at that time.
Wow. So this guy, he was like, man, let me show you what's going on. Let me show you the ropes.
Yeah. Yep.
Dang. All right. You've been doing what you've been doing for over a year.
Yeah. So I've been a client with them for a year, and I still am a client to this day, but now I'm really just going ham with just like helping other people. So I wanted to try everything out. He was trying to get me on board at first to really start, doing what I'm doing now. But at that time, like, I just wanted to just do music, and I just wanted to get my numbers up and just be able to network with as many people as I can. But I didn't look at it from that perspective. I didn't realize like how big this was actually going to be, So long story short, like I was, trying to test the waters, trying to see how everything works. And then at one point I was like, you know what, like if it's working for me now, like maybe I should tap in and try to help other people. So I reached back out to him, and then he got me on board. And then after that, things just been taking off, and I just been able to help a lot of people and build a lot of relationships. And even with that, with the following too, you'll be surprised. Like there's a lot of people that you may follow for years, or people that you look up to, or even just like big time people that those people like they're gonna reply back to you, and that's happened to me now. So even to this day, like I'm still like, I don't want to say starstruck because like I treat everybody the same way, but it's like it's crazy just to think like, dang, like I can actually have a conversation with Kirk Whalum, or I can actually have a conversation with this person. And the benefits of this is like, even with the following too, I was actually able to record on an artist that's underneath Sean Paul's label. Like I know you guys probably heard of Sean Paul before, but Sean, he was like just give me the line, like that dude that did that song back in the day. So
I was
like
nervous. I thought you was gonna say Sean Combs. I was nervous.
no,
I'm just
no,
playing.
no Diddy, bro. We don't do that. Nah. Nah, man. But yeah, long story short though, like it's just being able to have that leverage and stuff, like the following and just applying everything, talking about DMs and stuff, like it's really beneficial. So it just opens a lot of doors to way more opportunities.
So now at that status that you are on social media, like let's say Instagram, for instance, well, specifically, like what type of opportunities have you had being there?
I've gotten offers to do weddings for people out in Nevada. I've gotten offers to record for a lot of different artists for their songs. I've gotten a lot of offers to do like some solo gigs for different restaurants from this too. So it's just been
right.
crazy. Really just sitting back, just thinking like, wow, like a year ago, like I was getting some of that, but like I wasn't really getting as much as I am now, which is crazy to me. I got a lot of DMs now where people just say, oh, I want to collab, and it's just like I can't collab with all those people like that. Like it's like I have to follow the structure, but it's crazy. It's crazy.
Dang. So I'm glad you said collab. So that's what we did here recently. We did a collaboration. You created a track and played on it trumpet and saxophone, and we traded.
Yeah.
So just give the people an idea between yesterday when you posted it and today, how many views and likes it has now.
Right now, as far as the views, it has over 35,000 views, and the likes, I think it's sitting around maybe like 7,500 likes, and like 130 something comments on there, and I think it has like maybe like 1,900 shares.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So just imagine all those people heard the two of us play over something, and we were just having fun.
Do y'all know what this implies? Y'all know what this means, y'all? So this is how I'm thinking now. Whenever you have, okay, look, let's go back to the beginning of this year, right? What happened in January? Like the internet just got broke because Cat Williams came on to Shannon Sharp's show, and then he was talking about everybody, and you best believe they created shorts of every segment where he's talking about all these different comedians. And then that original interview, I think Shannon had said it made more money than he made in this NFL season, like just doing that video. And it was just going crazy. And then, of course, you would find all these other comedians talking about it, and everybody wanted to see what's going on with all these different comedians that he talked about. But it was like a constant like momentum and just ricochet. People were creating spinoffs, doing podcasts. It's like it kept going and kept going. And so it's just amazing how much money that they made, from that interview. Of course, it's a collaboration. And of course, when you start talking about other people, and it's controversial, of course, that adds more spice or seasoning in it. People want to look. But just thinking about that right now in our culture, that's like a big deal. Like these viral uh, videos and collaborations and controversy, but we're not dealing with controversy per se. Not really. Well, not at all. We're just playing. But in our world and in our arena, we can create our own momentum from doing a collaboration. And this is what I thought about. Now, the opportunity with money making is sponsorships or brands and your own products, your own services. So now the thing would be, and we talked about this yesterday, is to have your tracks that people can go listen to, that we actually did the remix on or did the collaboration on. So you said you hadn't published any of these things. This is just something that you were just putting out on Instagram for fun.
Yep.
But the next step would be, and this is what I'll do. The next collaboration will be, I'm gonna do one of mine, and it's a single that I'm gonna put out, and so we can collab on that. And I've seen it. I've gotten messaged. You've got messaged about it. People want to get on it. They want to be on it. So you posted a remix.
Yep.
So the remix, people can actually go get that video and then play over it, put themselves in it. And so what Instagram has it and YouTube has it. And so now we're able to push that. And my ideas are going. I was like, oh man, I want to do my songs, So it's so much opportunity that we have just from these viral moments, and you got to stick with putting things out that's relevant and connected to that's really viral, so that's very important.
Yeah.
Wow. So for you all watching, what's some questions that you have, or I want to hear from you, like your perspective on how this could benefit you, just from having a better visibility through your Instagram. How would it be relevant to your situation, or what questions do you have?
I guess what a question I have is when you're just getting started, on things I've had a band for 7 to 8 years. We play shows that are local. We release music, not as frequently, I guess, as we would like to, but now we have a 10-track album that we want to put out by January, and preparing for having that content. Is it better to have the content up front and planning that it's being posted every day, or how do you stay consistent or on top of that? If you're trying to post every day, are there resources that allow you to pre-plan that, or if nothing's happening with it? Because I feel we have had marketing plans before, and it just kind of seems it flops and it still doesn't go anywhere.
That's a great question. So this is what I would say to you. So the one thing that a lot of artists tend to do is they usually wait until they have their song ready, then they put it out and then they market. But you want to be able to build some kind of momentum before that. So let's just say that you have an album that you want to put out and say maybe I don't know, December of this year. So what you would start doing, you would just start posting, videos on Instagram. Maybe it could be you in the studio writing. You can actually talk about, okay, I have a song that's about to come out. Or you can just start just posting just random things. It could be stuff, in your case, because I know you like your dog. You can start posting more stuff about that and just start, doing that so that way a lot of people can get to know the real you. Once they get to know the real you, then they'll be way more likely to want to hear what your album's about. So you can do stuff like that. Or you can actually make videos with little captions up there, just kind of just explaining about, oh, I want to write a song about my dog, or I want to do this and that. And then you can kind of put two and two together and combine that So that way, like once your album comes out, people will be way more likely to tap in because they knew who you are, you seem genuine, and you don't come off as like, okay, like I just got this song here, check me out. Like you're actually just like just being cool in the beginning. You know what I mean? So that's what I would do if I were you. So even like again, start posting more content. You in the studio, you can post, you know, pictures of photo shoots that you got going on. You can actually post stuff with you, like, you know, playing saxophone with your dad or whatever, like different things like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just they're just genuine relationships. And then when people comment, you want to get in the habit of commenting right back on everybody, so that way, like they know, oh shoot, like this person's really in tune. Like I left a comment and this person comment back, you know. So that's very important. Like I still have more people to comment on myself for the last post, but I'll probably do that later on. But I just know, like for me, like that was like a struggle for me to actually comment on everybody's stuff, and I was struggling to do that. But now it's like when people comment and I comment back, they're like they feel special. So you just want to make the audience feel special, and that way, like they're going to show you love by tapping in and actually want to see and listen to your music. So that's kind of how you like kind of build a fan base too. So I kind of hope that helps.
No, that is helpful. I feel like sometimes it's like you have like the record and you put like so much work into the record that it comes to like releasing it, and it's like you don't have any more energy to like get that content, if that makes sense. It's like, well, I already just did it. Like I just want to put it out there like
I
the
guess
next day.
I can tell you, Michaela, from experience, I've put out like 9 albums, and what I found is it's like, well, it's like trying to hit a moving target because things change in terms of how you should release things. Now, in 2012, I released a CD called Prevail, and so I recorded uh, videos of me talking about each song, how I was inspired, and what I did. We had a CD release party in July, and so what I did was schedule those videos to go out on social media. And so every day I had like a countdown leading up to the day of the release, you know. And so we had two nights. So we did Friday night and Saturday. So it was a success in the sense of I was able to sell CDs, physical CDs. I was able to get people to come out to the show, and then they purchased, and I did well, you know. And so, but the thing about it, that was a whole album. I was selling physical stuff. So as time progressed on, 2017, I did the same somewhat with a release of my Forever. I did a CD release at a restaurant, and people all came out. I have my cake of the CD and all of that. But then once 2018, I still did it, but 2000 stuff started changing. I mean, I'm sorry, 2020, of course, the pandemic and everything. So stuff changed. And so now I'm seeing it's more so about releasing singles. So I released something in 2022, 21, in the Village, but I didn't get the same response and traction around that time because stuff was in limbo. And so what I learned here recently is the approach is to release a single. So if you got 10 songs on your album, you release one at a time and spread them out between 30 and 45 days. And so with that one song, think about it like this, literally. You got one song, let's say if it's 5 minutes, and if you do 1 minute, which shows like the highlights, you can get 5 shorts out of that, or even 30-second clips, you know. Now you're taking one song and you're creating content, shorts of that one song, and then you can create visuals, and you know, you got interviews or you talking about the song. I'm talking about one song now. And so now it's more so about that one song that you want to release on such and such day. You got that done. So now you need to focus on creating all these assets. So let's say if you got 30 days. You know, now you create shorts and you can put for 5 days a week, you can have different types of content that's promoting that one that one song, but it's only 30 to 60 seconds. So my whole mindset now is like my world has changed, so I don't know if it's easier now or much harder, because I think now you're thinking I need to create content to sell the song rather than I want to get my music done. I want to go in the studio and record. That's okay, but you really gotta, once you got your stuff on your hard drive and it's done, it's ready, now you got to create the assets and chop up those songs and start creating things so that you can promote, one song every 30 to 45 days. So that's where we are now.
That's helpful to try to like change that mindset.
Yeah. It's painful because, the older you get, the more we get set in our ways. But the good thing about, what we're doing with Mike, and even being a part of the community, with the Sound Musician Mentorship Program, we're able to talk about these things and network and talk about strategies. And, everybody has experience and information and resources that, everybody has different experiences and resources. So just from us talking, even, me and Mike connecting and him turning me on to what he's doing, like stuff has changed for me, like in the last week, because I was, how we do. We'll pull information from YouTube and Instagram. We'll see what people are doing and try to put notes and do this. But really, you really got to pay for it. You really got to do it. You know what I'm saying? I think people, you toy around with the ideas that, it'd be nice if I could get my page up or, do collaborations or, do shorts or whatever. But it's like, man, you just need to understand better how to do it, because everything is really not organic like what you think. Or systems that you need to have to help assist you into doing these things. And that's what I learned, from talking to Mike. And it's a whole way that these big brands and people who have all these followings, it's a way that they did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also put you on game too. So this is kind of like in a sense, like we'll talk like major artists and business mindset. So business owners. So what they typically do is, like for major labels, for example, they'll actually find people who they feel like have a lot of talent first, and then once they come across this, what they do is like they'll actually boost their page up using services like ours to get them credible. So then what happens is, like, when they actually release a hit song and they see like, oh shoot, like I'm gonna just say like Little Bird, like
somebody
Lil Bird,
probably
like,
needs to mute
followers on his page, and he's have all these comments and stuff. I want to be a part of that. So then that's when you get all these people following them, and then that's when you see maybe like 5,000 comments, and they have like more followers. That's kind of how that works. So it's like a snowball effect. You gotta start it in the beginning. You gotta create something, with the investment. Once you invested enough into it and you actually put yourself out there, when people see that, they're gonna be way more likely to follow you. So this makes a world of difference. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing with like even Walmart too. Now, Walmart, like I'm not following Walmart, but like they have like a whole lot of followers and stuff, but they have to do that as leverage to keep their business going. So when people see that, it's like, oh snap, like these people got 250 million followers. Yeah,
social proof.
Sure.
That's social proof. That's one of the elements of persuasion.
Yeah.
Social proof. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, but that's just how the game works, and like the minute, even like with Instagram, like so we'll use Instagram ads, for example. The minute you put money towards an ad, it is not organic no more. It's not, because what happens is like you're actually paying for a service. You're paying for a system to put your page out there in front of other people. Now, the only problem with Instagram is that you're going to put maybe like $30, $40, maybe even $50, per post, just to get some people to like and comment. But like, you're not really getting like consistency. Like, it's not consistent. And some of those people, like, they probably won't even like follow you or anything like that, or they won't even like connect with you, and that's like the problem with that. You know what I mean? So it's like you'll even come across like some bots too. Like from my experience, like I've actually had that. I boosted a page and I had somebody talk about a cat down the street. I'm just like, okay, like this has nothing to do with my post. But
Yeah.
it goes to show you, like, nothing is 100% organic. Like you have to like be able to invest in your brand. You have to treat it like a business. And the ones who are very serious about their brand, who's very serious about getting themselves out there, they're not afraid to like invest in money and put it towards that. And they actually see the bigger future. So like, look at it from this perspective. So like, what's more costly, being, in the same spot, 6 months down the line, or making a small investment into yourself? I think it's going to cost you more being in the same spot, which can cost your mental health as well. Because you're going to be like, shoot, I haven't got anywhere. I've been putting this stuff out, but it's not moving. That's going to mess with your psyche. And then once that happens, it's going to mess with everything else in your life. You're going to kind of get depressed. And you're going to be sitting there thinking like, shoot, like, why can I not progress? Like, why am I still stuck here? All because you chose not to make that investment because, pride. Like people have a sense of pride, like thinking like, oh, I can get 2 million followers organically without having to pay for anything. Well, you're going to be doing that for like 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not how
that's not how it works.
You got to put something down towards it, So that's what I really recommend. And I recommend a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, business owners, whoever's watching this, like, don't be afraid to invest in your brand, because like it's gonna really help you in the long run. If you want to get sync licensing placements, if you want to get sponsorships or different opportunities, if you want to be able to do a lot of gigs, if you want to tour the world, you know what I mean? Like, so that way you can take care of your family. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta invest in something, because like it's not going to happen. You can post 1,000 videos over and over again and still get 2 comments. And I've seen a lot of people on my news feed that does that. They make great music, and I see them constantly just posting every single day a new beat, and they're only getting 2 likes, and it's just like what are we doing here? You know what I mean? And then like I know like those people, like they're going to come back to me at some point, because we had these conversations about the marketing and stuff. But just looking at it, like it's just sad to see, like they're just doing the same thing, and they've been going hard at it for months, and they're still getting like 2, 3, 4 likes. That's not even cool, man. That's just disrespectful to yourself and your craft.
Yeah. So this is an opportunity we can talk about. We've talked about the marketing and how you got to this point, and some of the principles that go into it, from relationships, marketing, and using social media, using the comments, the liking, and also DMing. We've talked about releasing now, strategy for releasing, and also we talked about the collaboration effect. And so now for people who watch, and they would say, okay, so what's the next step? What do I do? How do I get in on what you're doing? So first of all, I want to tell them about what we're doing here with the Sound Musician Mentorship Program, and then we can go into what you're doing and what you turn me on to. So my aim or my focus was initially to create a community, an exclusive community or a paid community, where people could get access to me, my knowledge and experience, like throughout the week. So every week. So instead of like people paying for a lesson, they can actually pay for a month, and then we'll meet every week, and not just talking about music, but talking about business and just the inner workings, because this is what I'm doing every day anyway. I'm practicing, I'm recording, I'm marketing, I'm booking gigs, preparing for gigs, posting videos, clips, and I'm doing this anyway. So I thought it'd be good to just have an open community to where, well, community where people who are paying to have access to it, we can explore all of these things. So that's the Sound Musician Mentorship Program, which is through School app, SKOOL, and people can get the mobile app, and of course they can access it on the web. So I just want y'all to think about this, even if you have your community or you have a following, or even if you don't. I want you to think about reverse engineering. Like, how did you get into a particular artist? So what inspired you to follow and comment and over the years, like Mike said, he'd been following me for years. So these platforms facilitate us being able to have and be a part of a community, right? And then we have these different sub communities, subcultures, if you would, through the artists or the creators channels. And so everybody is going to get to the point, well, should get to the point when you have a community, you want to be like, okay, let me take this a step further and create another revenue source and have a paid community so people can have access to more in-depth information or access to me a little bit more. And this is something that we all need to be thinking about, even if you haven't done it, because when it comes to making money with music anyway, people still want you to come and play at their venue. People want to hear you and experience it live. I mean, that's not going to go away. You know, it's organic. But in terms of how people consume music day to day, they're always on their phones, they're streaming and everything. So you have to think about, okay, how can I create my own community and be able to give my music or give myself for those people who enjoy and being a part of what I do. And so that's what I did with the Sound Musician Program. So I'm definitely excited to help those people who are part of it. Okay, so now when you have a community of like-minded people, there's so many opportunities there because you can learn from your community, and because y'all values are in line. So when we're externally marketing, we're sharing our message, our brand, and everything like that. And so over time, the relationship from doing that, people feel like they know you, they connect with you. And so now they're your warm audience or your target market. Now you can offer them something because they know, like, and trust you. Now they want to do business. They want to support you because you've been giving so much over the years, the free stuff. So now it's time for you to reap that reward and and have some type of community to offer them. And so my community here, of course, y'all, some of the people here are already a part of it, but my community here is $100 a month that I price mine at, and it's been there. Now, I wanted to also talk about Mike, have him share a little bit of how, the community or what he's doing, the network with the marketing piece, how that works.
Yeah, so the way that the marketing works for what I'm doing is we do everything through a Telegram app. So let's just say that you make an Instagram post and you wanted to get maybe, let's just say 6 comments, for example. So what you would do is like you would go into one of the groups within the Telegram, and then you would comment. You would comment on all 6 of those posts in there, and then you would post your link into that group. After you do that, those 6 people are going to comment back on your stuff. So this is what makes it 100% organic. And, this is what separates a lot of different business out there from, the stuff that we do. And because a lot of other people, like with their companies and stuff, like a lot of this stuff, it's like you're going to get like, random comments about things that are not related to your post. But with our community, like we're all trying to build, we're all doing the same thing. So everyone is going to leave a genuine comment and that's relatable to your post. And in turn, like that's really, really good, because when you got other people looking at that and they see that, oh shoot, this person got all these people commenting on their stuff, like this is this is good. Like, they must be doing something. That's going to make you a lot more likely to get your links clicked in your bios. It's going to make you a lot more likely to get more, gigs, go on tour, get different opportunities, etc. Because people see that. So that's like the basic of the basics. But then we also have like other tiers too, where like, if you need content made, like, we can actually fly out to you and we'll actually like film like, a whole video for you. We'll do stuff like that. And then there's also different levels where if you want to get the boosting of your likes and your views, and even your following too, like, we have like different campaign packages for that too. So like, it just depends on, what best fits your budget and what it is that you're trying to do, like your main goal. So like, if your goal is, to get push to the algorithms, and you want to get more likes on your posts, and you also want real people commenting, there's definitely like, different tiers of that for those type of things. Even if you want to get your YouTube boosted up, we have stuff for that as well. So it's a lot of that stuff is very, very beneficial. And our pricing, it ranges from $97 a month all the way up to like $50,000. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's because we also work with celebrities, and we also work with people with the 1 million follower mark. So there's definitely something in there for everybody to tap into. And I will also put this out here too. So let's just say you have a business, right? And you really want to take your business to the next level. Let's just say you want to make, your first 6 or 7 figures. We have programs for that too, where like, you can actually communicate and get on live video chats with the CEO. And this guy, like, his name is Chris McGinnis. Like, he's the CEO of all this stuff. He alone makes like millions and millions of dollars from just real estate and from the marketing alone. So like, you'll actually get access to him, and he'll educate you as to how you can really boost your business and make your first 6 figures. And then there's like a lot of other things too. So like, we can actually like boost your Instagram page to the point where you'll get like 50K followers, in a span of like 3 to 6 months. But this is really good right here. You want that, because when people see that, whatever product you're trying to sell, like, if people come to your page, like, you're going to have a return of investment. So it is ROI driven. So like, it is a guarantee that you will be making money from these programs, but you definitely have to put the work in, and, you have to be very consistent with this stuff too. And you have to be able to like ask the right questions. If you ask good quality questions, you're going to get good quality results. If you ask questions that are just kind of like, iffy, then you're not going to really get the results that you want. So it's really important to really ask those questions. Now, those things, like, we have different pricing for that too. Like, starting price for that to get into this program is $99, but the highest package is like, it's like $30K. But like, the thing that I'm talking about now is the branding program. So with the branding one, like, you get access to a lot of different things. So this one right here for now is $4K, but we do like financing stuff through a firm. So like, over a span of like, say 36 months, your pricing would be about $138 a month. And if you really think about it, like, you're only using maybe like 2% of like your yearly income towards your marketing. You know what I mean? So like, in turn, like, that's great, because if you actually utilize it to your advantage to build up your business, whether it's to sell more saxophones or sell clothes or whatever, like, you're going to get all that money back and then some. So that's just like different things that we offer. So we tailor to not only just Instagram and not only just, YouTube, but like, there's other things too that can really help.
Spotify, Apple Music is in there. I've seen podcasts, everything. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, so that's pretty much everything on my end. So the company is called EDST, Everyday Success Team. So I really recommend that you guys check that. And even like myself, like, I'm still a client with them too. You know what I mean? But like, I'm already like seeing like the benefits of everything now. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's been great. And even before I started helping people, like, I was seeing benefits of this, So it's very, very important to be able to have like a team and mentors, So like, even with the mentors, like, there's like a whole group full of millionaires in there. And these people have different strategies, and they give you different like ideas as to how to make, millions, how to leverage your brand, etc. And, there's a musician that I'm talking to now, and, he's talented, you know what I mean? But he does a lot of gigs at bars and stuff, but like, he sees the bigger picture. He wants to be able to take his music to the point where he can make, 6-7 figures from it. So he's actually going to come on board in October, but like, See, it's people like that, like those people, like they're really driven to want to go to the next level. They really want to, succeed. And I want to see that, you know what I mean? Like, especially for us musicians, because like a lot of us, like the only thing we want to do is just sit there in our room and practice all day, which is fine. But like, what's the point in practicing and all this killing stuff if you don't even have nothing to show for, So it's just like you got all this talent in here, but you don't even want to give it out to the world. It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah. And what I'm seeing is, everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and our personalities are different. Some people don't want to be on camera. Some people don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things for sure, if you got a business, you have to market if you want to make money. And so you got to get the word out, either offline or online. But I've talked about this before, where you don't have money and you have the time, then you got to put in the time to do the work. If you don't have the time, but you have the money, then you put your money in so that somebody else can do the work for you. Yeah. And so we are always at different places where we're too busy, or we just don't have the skill to do the marketing or understand how all of that works. But if you have the money, go ahead and put the money into it, and these experts will create the shorts for you. They'll create the content for you. They'll, you can pay to boost your stuff, because once you leverage and you do that, it'll be moving quicker at a pace where you got more leads coming in, more opportunities, more gigs and everything. And I'm a testimony to it. I haven't been in EDST but a few days, a couple days, but just from opening that door and seeing the Telegram groups and seeing what everything is going on, I was like, wow, I get it. It makes total sense. Because before, when I wrote my book, my plug, The Christian Musician, Learn What Your Real Gift Is and How to Succeed With and Beyond Your Music, I was a part of a book community. I paid to have access to a book. Everybody was writing a book. And so they teach you strategies on how to get it done and how to become a bestseller on Amazon. So one of the things that they did was they split, everybody had to pick an accountability partner. They call it accountability buddy. And so we would meet every week and we would talk about what we're getting done as we work on our book. And I was able to get my book done in 3 months. And then when it came time to launch your book on Amazon, there was a launch. You had to get a launch crew, launch crew. And so basically you would post in the group, hey, I need reviews on my book. So here is the rough draft. Please read through it and then give me a comment. So you would have like 20 people, whoever would say they'll be a part of it. They would help you out. And then once they got ready to release their book, then you had to go and return and go and read it and put a review on their page. And so people would share their results. Of course, this is happening internally in the private community, but then the people in the public, they're just seeing all of these comments, all these tractions. Hey, look, it's up, I'm on the top 10 list. It's getting up. And the thing about it, the momentum would inspire other writers. So it's like, oh man, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna read yours. I'm gonna put a comment. I'm gonna share it. So we were helping each other to get to that point. So all of this is happening organically inside the community, and it creates buzz and motivation for the people externally to be like, man, what's going on over here? That social proof thing. And so I think it's brilliant. So that's the connection I made to what's going on within EDST and the Telegram groups. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, even with the Telegram groups, even that will actually help get your page to the algorithms too. But it's just a really good way to have real people comment on your stuff. So even that alone is very beneficial. You know what I mean? So just to have access to that, which I think is really, really good. But I think for like some of the people watching, like I also believe that they definitely need to be at something where like they're always constantly getting like that mindset. Like
yeah.
There's different stuff where we actually like we talk about mindset. We talk about how to like, you know, approach people, how to talk to them in the DMs, and we motivate you to just keep going forward. You know what I mean? Like that's also another program that we offer that I think is really, really good for a lot of people. You know, so if you don't really have an Instagram or anything, like I highly recommend to check that out too. And we also have stuff on there where like they actually give you different workouts to be able to better your body so you can have a better, you know, quality mind and, you know, everything just like your mental health, your physical health. Like you got to be able to keep that strong, and your spiritual health. That's like super important. Like all these different things, like if you combine all that into one, like you're just going to just take off and just go to like levels beyond. So it's powerful stuff.
Well, excellent. I pulled my USB out of here. I don't hear you. Hold on a second. Let me get it connected. Back. Okay, there we go. You there? There we go.
A little choppy.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's it for tonight. If anybody else, y'all had any questions, if that's it, we will call it a night. Oh, I guess for those people viewing, if you want to get in touch with me about the Sound Musician Mentorship Program, you can always message me directly through the direct message on Facebook, Instagram, or you can call or text 877-360-4014. That's 877-360-4014. And Mike, let them know how they can get in touch with you to learn more about EDST.
Yeah, so if you want to learn more about EDST and become part of the community, you can always shoot me a DM, you know, via Instagram. My Instagram is Mike_Alexander_music, or you can message me on Facebook. You know, it's just Michael Alexander Burton, or you can text my phone. My phone number is 717-449-4140. You know, just shoot me a message. Let me know who you are, and then we'll go ahead and just, you know, we'll talk about things and get you guys all set up. So that's pretty much it on my end.
And also let the people who reach out to you, let Mike know where you heard about the program if you watched our video, because that'll be a way that, you know, I could get credit or something like that. I'm trying to be a manager, so I'm getting there. And this, of course, is a referral business. So as you get in, when you get in, you can also earn commissions from turning others onto it. So,
yep.
All right. We appreciate y'all for watching, and we will see you again on the next one.
Yep. Y'all have a good one.
Right now.
Thanks for tuning in to Nuggets for the Sound Musician. Stay tuned for more tips to elevate your music journey. We invite you to apply to become a mentee at letsgetsound.com. We're looking forward to helping you level up.